Wayne, as exclusively reported by Football Insider, sounds like Liverpool could actually be planning to reinforce their squad going into the January transfer window. And there is actually one name we've already mentioned who looks like could be heading up to the Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be quite a tussle for Lloyd Kelly of Bournemouth because he is out of contract at the end of the season. They've not been able to tie him down to a new deal. I think they've offered him contracts and he's biding his time, waiting to see what options are on the table. There's going to be a few. I think Tottenham were linked with a 20 million deadline day bid and Bournemouth knocked that back because I think they didn't have time to bring in a replacement, and they were a bit sort of frustrated with Tottenham that they came in so late for Kelly because they didn't give enough time to find someone to succeed him. But Tottenham will likely revisit that. I mean, the one thing is he is a left-sided centre-back who plays left-back, so someone who plays two different roles. Liverpool have got an injured left-back at the moment, and Joe Gomez played left-back on Sunday, not particularly well. He's obviously a centre-back who can fill in at right-back, so Liverpool don't even trust Tsimikas in a Premier League match away to Luton, which tells you quite a lot. And Liverpool did look at a versatile centre-back in the summer. They very, very much all the way through, they were looking at someone centre-back who could play full-back. And I think with the way Liverpool's systems changed, with Arnold's role changed, the way that's changed, and he's playing in midfield a lot, and Sunday played almost the whole second half in midfield. Liverpool will be in for that type of player, that sort of very versatile defender again in January. And Kelly ticks a lot of boxes, doesn't he? He's 25, he's mobile, he's tall, he's got a lot of Premier League experience, and he's homegrown. So I think he's one they'll definitely look at as well.
And John, given how much Bournemouth really have struggled, I'd say, this season in the league, do you think the club would be best to maybe take a fee for Kelly in January and then try and get someone else in to keep them up? Or actually, are they best just to hold out till the summer, hope that Kelly can keep them up, and then really reassess going on for next season?
Yeah, I think if I was in Bournemouth's shoes, I'd be wanting to keep my best players. You've got somebody there that I think is deputised as a captain a few times as well, so he's got leadership skills. And I think you need to keep around the core of homegrown players, in any squad in the Premier League. So if I was Bournemouth, I'd be doing everything to keep him. Staying in the league is obviously worth significantly more than the 15 million or so, say, they'll get for Lloyd Kelly in January. So yeah, from my point of view, they've got to be doing everything they can to keep him, and also supplement that and go out and get better players to play with Lloyd Kelly to give themselves the best possible chance of staying in the league. Bournemouth have got some good players in that squad. I think they're in a bit of a false position at the moment. I think Philip Billing's a very good player. And they've got some really pacey wingers, and Dominic Solanke gives them a presence up front. So I think Bournemouth should be doing better than they are.
And talking of strikers, I think, Wayne, we've got to go back to Friday. Your prediction, you went for Luton 0, Liverpool 6, which wasn't exactly on the money. But one thing that certainly was Darwin Núñez's hat-trick of misses. Of course, was hyped up on Friday by Jurgen Klopp. Didn't turn out exactly the way that Liverpool fans had hoped. Wayne, do you think there is a superstar in the making there, or is he never going to fulfil his potential? What did you make of his overall performance in the match?
I thought his overall performance was sort of Darwin Núñez crystallised into 90 minutes because 95% of what he does is brilliant. His movement's exceptional, his pace is exceptional, gets in goal scoring positions, sort of Michael Owen level, sort of goal scoring positions. And if you had Michael Owen's level of cool-headedness and calm finishing, he'd probably already have 18 Premier League goals this season, and he'd go and score 55 because he gets so many chances. Really good analysis, I thought, from Daniel Sturridge last night on actually where he specifically needs to improve his finishing. And it's kind of, it's when it's not just the simple chances, but it's kind of when you don't need to overhit them, because at the moment he's just whacking everything. And that sort of style of finishing worked very well for Alan Shearer, but he was obviously supremely honed. I think Núñez is a potential superstar, but I would not put my mortgage on it happening. Haaland will definitely score. And if he doesn't get injured, Haaland will score 45 Premier League goals this season. Núñez could end up with 8, or he could end up with 28. It's just almost impossible to know. I don't think Liverpool coaching staff know. Klopp spoke very, very positively about him on Friday, as he often does, to be honest, about a lot of the players. And probably he did raise a few eyebrows with what he said. He was scared about levels of his potential, but these misses are sort of so regular, and borderline embarrassing for a player. I mean, non-league strikers would have been embarrassed by the Luton miss. Non-league strikers would have been embarrassed by the Europa League miss, open goal one. Will he continue to keep missing them? He's not super young. He's not 19, is he? I mean, he's 25, I think. His finishing should be far more polished for an 85 million striker, but massive asset, and he terrorizes defenses.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that for sure. John, do you think Liverpool maybe overpaid for Darwin? You know, taking into account the current inflation of the market, Man United fans often jibe at Liverpool and might say that they overpaid for him. Do you think he actually might meet his valuation at some point in years to come, or actually is there an argument to make that actually Liverpool did overpay?
No, I actually think he's brilliant. Whenever I watch Liverpool, I come off watching it, I think he's a complete menace. I actually really enjoy the chaotic style of him. He really gets into opponents. He lets them know he's there. Some of his, we talked about the big misses, but you've got to be in those positions, to have those misses. But he also scores some absolutely wonderful goals. I love the goal at Bournemouth in the Cup in the week. I saw a tweet that suggested that Darwin Núñez is the most Tottenham player that doesn't play for Tottenham. I don't know if you take that offensively or not, but for me, no, I really like him. He's got that kind of South American flair to him that I really like in players, and he's aggressive as well. And I think when it does click for him, Liverpool will be really lucky, and they'll have a real dangerous player on their hands who can play equally as well through the middle or on the wings. And I just find him an exciting player to watch.